My name is Rasa. There's been a lot of pain in my neck, and it's caused me to not be able to do the things that I used to do easily. I have to think about everything that I do now, step by step, how I hold my posture, how my day is going to be, if I'm going to be in pain and have to stay home, or if I'm going to have the ability to go out and enjoy my day or get activities done or chores done. The things that I am having a hard time doing now that I used to be able to do in the past was push a vacuum cleaner and clean my house, just get dressed without pain, go to sleep without pain, be able to put a light backpack on and take a 2-mile hike. What started was I moved furniture and belongings into a U-Haul, and 2 days later I felt a immense burning pain in the back of my neck that I had never felt before. It was a pain that wasn't known to me. It wasn't muscular. It was just an unknown pain that I had never felt. The diagnosis was spinal stenosis. I had narrowing of my spinal canal, and it was being caused by a herniated disc. They told me that I was a candidate for emergency surgery, an artificial disc replacement surgery, 2-level. And that really frightened me because I had never been in surgery before. This was the first experience that I had with a surgeon. What I first thought when the surgeon told me that I needed emergency surgery was that I had no other choice, that I just had to go with what he was telling me. So I thought that that was my only option. And then I thought about it, and I thought, I'm gonna go for a second opinion. And so I went to a highly reputable hospital here in California and got the exact same diagnosis, severe spinal stenosis, and that there was a possibility if I did not get the surgery right away, I could become a quadriplegic. And that frightened me more than anything. One of the hardest things for me through this process, and once I found out the diagnosis and why I was in pain, was having other people do things for me that I used to be able to do for myself. That was very difficult for me to accept, and that sometimes I needed help walking to the bathroom in the middle of the night, that I could not get up from a chair by myself, that I had to have somebody put a lidocaine patch on my back every night. I couldn't do it for myself because the pain that radiates down my arm makes it very difficult for me to do a lot of things on my own, and it was one of the hardest things for me. After my second opinion at this reputable hospital, and I was given the same diagnosis and the same option of surgery right away, I decided to visit a very good friend of mine on the way back home. I decided to stop by and see if they could just educate me a little more on what was happening with my body and if there were any other options, because I was frightened. Dr. K explained to me that there were non-surgical options for my diagnoses. That was the first time I heard that. Both neurosurgeons did not tell me that. And when I asked to actually have rehabilitation first, to try PT, their answer was an absolute no, that this was an emergency surgery. When I heard that I had other options, I was so relieved. A future came back into vision for me, because at that point I was not seeing a future outside of the pain that I was in. And I thought that that was my only option to get out of pain. So Dr. K didn't promise anything. He told me that, this could work, and there could still be a possibility that I had to go into surgery. But what made the most sense to me was he explained that if my neck muscles and my back muscles are weak going into surgery, a greater chance that my recovery would not be so easy afterwards. And that's what made me decide to try this therapy before surgery, was that even if I did have to go into surgery, I can come out stronger. After my first decompression treatment, I felt some immediate relief, and I felt like there was a lot of blood flow, and I was able to actually move my neck a little better. Today is my third day after starting decompression treatment. I'm still feeling a lot of movement in my body. I was able to do my exercises at home a bit easier today actually than previously. So there was a feeling of hopefulness doing my home exercises. I slept better last night. And to me, that's a miracle when I can get a good night's sleep. So those are just some of the little things that I've been noticing since I started.